there was a lot of followers back then who watched some of the videos that I had published on here. But I'd taken my time to just have a break. I did remove the channel, but now I'm back, and I am now called the GreenWitchMedium, and the channel is just opened. I realised that you have to go away and you have to grow and you have to focus on your own life and look after your own priorities. Hello, good morning. And I think back a hell of a lot stronger, and that's what I've decided to do. So anybody who is interested in a little bit of an egg, you come to my channel, and obviously I'll be on Belinda's to connect with her. Good morning, hello. But I know that the Green Witch style that I'm going to be talking about with the pagan side involves doing spell work. It's going to involve working with nature, working with plants, and I often believe so much that if we're ever doing it's important that we focus long and hard on ourselves. Good morning. Good morning, Marissa. Yeah, I've just known Marissa well. She's just said good morning to me. I've decided to open a new YouTube channel, and it's called the GreenWitchMedium. It was actually GreenWitchMedium Reiki Master last time, but obviously I've opened it. It's not about how many subscribers. It's not about how popular you can be. It's not about trying to become viral. It is about just opening your heart to being you, just being yourself and connecting. And for me, the word eclectic, I find that I have a taste of a little bit of everything, and it opens up my spirituality even more to other people who want to learn. I'm more about the green side of witchcraft. Good morning. Hi, good morning to you. And I know that when we open ourselves up to grounding ourselves, I know that when we plant a plant outside, there are certain spirits that I work with, and I connect with my guide. His name is John, and John is a priest, and I'm not Catholic and I'm not Christian, but I've had an understanding of theological side. I practically work with this energy because I trust him. He knows that whenever I need to be pushed and go forward even more, he will kick me up the backside. I know I have about 2 or 3 other guides, and I am very limited to who I work with. Some of the spirits that I can come across can be very negative because there are a lot of people coming to me for the support and the help and the guidance and the spiritual counselling, but they come with negativity. So when they come with that negativity, the various spiritual energy that is around them is horribly toxic with negative energy, lower vibration. So it is up to me to help them through. And it's not about just the spiritual healing, it's actually about mental mind of trying to give them back the strength that they lost. It's within them already. It's just me trying to help them through to mentally recognize that you're the only one who can get yourself out of this. You're the only one who can believe in yourself again and truly stop of attraction. We find, yes, I know this will be so myself, because if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't feel good, I'm going to go this side of the, I know that I'm live now because it's showing my actual picture. If we're an open vessel completely and we don't learn to close our ability down through meditation, because you can do that, you imagine the candle being blown out or the gate being closed. We have our own various methods to do that. We're going to be open to all kinds of energy and the unknown. And even spirits are unknown to us because we don't know what their intention is. We don't know how they are going to come across. But today, we're going off track a little bit. The kind of thing that I'll be looking to talk about would be about the Reiki healing, obviously, my mediumship development course, and various things that will come to my mind, because I'm not somebody who's going to come to a YouTube channel and plan what I'm going to say. It is just going to be naturally myself talking about whatever comes to my mind. And I think there's a lot of people these days that truly want the spiritual counselling and the support in that way. We mentally sometimes are unable to bring our strength up in times of distress. When we're going through challenges in life, life lessons can be really hard, and we don't always have the mental balance that we should. Now, when someone like myself or someone like you, the viewer, who would probably agree that strong in their mind, we often might use a lot of our time on our body, our mind and our spirit are connected all in one. Hello. Yes, meaning you agree. I'm so pleased that people can agree with me. But actually, what I'm looking for is people that as well that can say yes and no and suggest their opinion to me, because I'm not completely correct with everything that I say, because I'm a human being, I'm imperfect, we all are. And I recognise my faults, and I also recognise the things that I've done. But it's important not to recognise too much of your past in achievement, because we should be recognising our present moment right now, that actual moment we're in. Am I currently able to recognise who I truly am within? Am I happy with myself? Do I love myself enough to be able to share a little bit of that love to other people? And also, am I able to recognise where I'm going on my path? Have I made the right choices in my current situation? And if there's any difficult situations, difficult choices to make, and you come to a crossroads, it is most likely you're going to have to really rethink and sit in quietness to just think long and hard whether this choice is the right one or this way is the right path. Perhaps neither side is the right path. We just need to move on from the situation. And meaning people in a relationship is we may not be, we think we're going to stay with them, or shall I leave, or somebody else might come into our life where we're going to meet somebody else, so we don't even choose anything with that other person. There's difficult choices we have to make, even financial ones. There's a lot of people that are doing well with prosperity, and a lot of people that are humble in that particular part of their life. And there's other people who are not humble at all. And that's when we have the life lessons thrown at us. The universe will truly test us from time to time if we boast about our finances, our success in our career, our love life, because it isn't always going to stay the same. Nothing stays the same. That word change is the most hardest and scariest word for most people, because we like our routine. We like to stay the same in our whole daily living, what we're doing. We don't want to change the way we think, and new people coming into our life is kind of scary also, but we need to embrace that as well, knowing that we meet wonderful people and we can learn from them as well, and they can give back that love and that knowledge, and whatever we can learn from a conversation with people is important. I often believe that because the world is so stuck in their own, people are so stuck in their own self, good that you're focusing on yourself, and the population of the world is, going in alone on their own, and some might have partners to help them, but world leaders and anybody leading a team behind them needs to listen to that team, and then in that team everybody needs to listen to each other and allow other people to speak. And that is what I kind of believe the world is doing right now. We listen to each other when we only feel like it. Perhaps sometimes when we don't feel like it, a little bit of knowledge that someone is telling us might be doing us the world of good. It's a message from spirit through someone else. And sometimes we may get a message from spirit through someone else that we don't want to hear it from their mouth. But sometimes that's the biggest challenge of all. Listening. Thank you. A couple of hearts helps along the way. A little bit of love for me. Going back to I don't want to go off track. I might hear some advice from a person I can't stand, and we don't get on. We don't see eye to eye. We're not reading off the same tune. But the advice they're giving along the way, say a week later, I might see the bigger picture. I might say, oh my God, that person is right. And the biggest challenge of all is to accept knowledge from even people we can't even connect to, because they might be right in a particular situation too. Just because we don't see eye to eye with communication and having things in common, and maybe we don't see them as a long-term or future friend, but the knowledge that they have within themselves as a spirit individual, unique, just like yourself, can still give that good knowledge and guidance to. They're on that purpose as well in life. They're able to heal, able to connect with others that are of likeness to them. Just because, say, the man across the road doesn't see eye to eye with me due to certain things, this is just a made-up story. He might be telling me something one day which is criticism, but he actually does care. But I don't like the guy for some other reasons, because I don't like him, and that's okay. But he may have his purpose in life that just truly shines somebody else's life, and you have to take criticism, because that person may like you and you don't like them. You have to deal with your issues and know that you can't be running away from people who actually want to be there for you and help you. And some people can build on a friendship. Hi, good morning. Some people can build on a friendship with a person they've never gone with for many months or years, and they suddenly just click. Something about you grows in you from living life, and things start to happen and you start to change, and that other person may feel the same in their life too, so you just connect together. And sometimes we fall in love with someone and they're not in love with you, but it can also be the same where they might just, something happens to them where they're ready inside to connect with you. We can't force people to love us. We can't force people to like us. We can't force people to fall in love with us. But if we're in that situation and we're in love with somebody already and they're in love with you, you've got to nurture it. You've got to take care of it. You've got to make sure that you're not going to mess up at the last minute. You have to be completely on guard, be aware, know where you are in your situation. Each and every situation we're in, like our finances, that's one circle. Our love is in another circle. Our job and career, our health, all in different separate circles. But we need to know what's going on in that circle, and if there is bad negativity from other people, we need to make it clear, draw the line that we're in control and have power of our own life. We have the power to make the decisions of our own life. We cannot be somebody who is totally fearful of not speaking out and not letting people know that this is my circle. If you aren't of good intention for me, if you're not on my side with the things that I'm doing, if you're not a good support to me as a friend, then truly these real colours in that friend are going to come out. And we sometimes have that little bit of guidance from our spirit guide and our spirit friends, that sometimes the true colours of a friend that we thought was a friend should come out for our own protection. We need to know the dangers. We need to see for ourselves people's intention. People might start off nice and loving to you and supportive, but yet they start to change. Perhaps there is spiritual problems with them, but we can never give up on trying to help them too. And some people are lost souls, but I don't like to say lost souls. I just like to say they have lost their way just for a short time, and we can help them out of those problems. Love is one of the greatest things of all, but we also need to recognize that darkness and light are equal in the balance. When I went to San Antonio, my boy Caleb went into this Japanese shop where I don't know what it is, like those Japanese cartoon movies that he watches like 3 or 4 hours, and he plays the games on the Nintendo. He's 18 years old and he's still got that type of Japanese style that he likes, and also the Reiki he takes an interest in. But this bracelet, obviously the yin and yang, I bought from San Antonio in the shop with him, and it made me feel so much better wearing it along with my Buddha for protection. Yes, and is it anime? Sorry, I'm not kind of into this kind of thing. I'm a parent growing older and not aware of all these other things that my kids do, which I should be more engaged. Those are the types of things I know I should improve on. And I bought this yin and yang bracelet, and it feels good. It fits right around my wrist. It's got to feel right on you. And even though Belinda tells me about you, in order to understand the light, you have to understand the darkness. You have to make sense of the past and what you've been through. Are you dealing with it? Are you healing? Are you going at your own pace, at your own speed? Not to be rushed by other people. People trying to help you by speeding you along isn't helping you. It's kind of triggering you off and not giving you the space, hounding you, making you feel claustrophobic in the energy, and you need to take that time at your own speed to deal with the healing side. But the healing side doesn't necessarily mean the love and light and spiritual healing. Part of spiritual healing is also recognizing that the dark parts of the energy have its purpose too. Sometimes we have to go through the tough parts. Thank you so much. Good morning, Santo Hill. Lovely to hear from you on, well, I'm going to say on this beautiful sunny day. I'm glad that I'm on point, because we know when we're on point in certain conversations. It may be words that it's not really coming from me. You might say something out of the ordinary to somebody, and they think, does that really come from your mouth? They're not doubting you and then underestimating you. It's just, that's wonderful words that you said, but what it really is connection to spirit. We're channeling spirit energy, and they're feeding and flowing that knowledge through our mind, and we are feeling good about what we're saying. We're feeling connected to Mother Earth. We're feeling connected to our inner self. We know that our spirit is a spirit body too, in a physical body. So we need to nurture that. We need to nurture our physical and make sure that we're healthy. We need to make sure that we are truly able to follow a diet that is balanced, drinking plenty of water and eating the various foods we like, but also eating foods that benefit us in the spiritual way as well. There are a lot of ingredients and spices, herbs and foods. Obviously, as a chef, I used to cook and had no idea I was cooking with love. I cook with love and compassion and into the food, but the other people are eating that. So you're going to make the food, yes, in an angry state and bitter and frustrated and stressed and feeling of anxiety and negativity, but we don't look at the bigger picture. We're serving that food to other people. We need to make sure that that energy is being put in a positive way, asking protection for our family as we're stirring our soup or stirring our type of stew, whatever we do. Yes, I'm so glad that I'm connecting to you. Actually, I'd like to connect to many of you, and even yourself, Santo, on a regular basis on Facebook. Obviously, the mediumship development course hasn't started yet. I know Belinda's witching class is on high demand right now. I kind of know that I've grown in time since I'd taken the other channel off, but it does exist, a new one. The GreenWitchMedium, ready to plant plants and work with the energy there. And I know that some spell works can be planted in a plant, a favourite pot, and decorated for love. And it's perfect that we water the plant and know that when that love spell is in there, it's going to grow as much as the plant is going to grow. My theory is, in a relationship, if we have a new plant in our home or outside, and we're watering it consistently for a short period of time, and then life gets so busy, we have other things going on, so we stop watering the plant. The plant is the relationship, and it starts to wither away and die. So whether we're in a situation where we have a partnership, we're married, or we have a boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever circumstance you're in a relationship, and your relationship starts to change over time, your partner starts to get a little bit lonely because our life is prioritising on other things. Where are we finding the balance at this moment? We need to recognise that whatever we're going through, we need to juggle things, multitask, but not too much on our plate. We need to make sure that, yes, my job is important, but also family time is important. Also me time is important. Also giving my partner time is important. And if we're not doing that and we're throwing so much on one thing, we're not going to sustain and keep all the other things. Good morning. When people start to juggle so much on their plate, I said this to somebody yesterday on the phone, you juggle so much on your plate. You're a good multitasker, you're a good communicator, you're a good team leader, you're a good person that wants to give all the time. But yet, can you see why, yes, there are problems in your relationship, and then there's love, and then there's problems, and then there's love. It's like an on-off switch. It's like when you're arguing and you're really arguing, it's like you're splitting up in a way. You're disconnecting that love and that movement that you have together. And then when it's forgotten and you move on and both of you calm down, hello, good morning, both of you have calmed down, you kind of go back to the love again. But it's important to keep that love flowing. There are going to be disagreements with you and your partner. There are going to be disagreements with you and work colleagues and friends and relatives. But it's also something you've got to embrace. I disagree with you. I understand what you've just said, but I don't agree with you. But I've learned something from this conversation. How humble can that be? How less ignorant and less arrogant and stubborn can you aren't showing that other person that I agree with certain areas, or I don't completely agree at all, or I completely agree with you. There's also a way of trying to put yourself across to that person, communicating with them, being polite, providing that they're not going to be rude to you. You've got to deal with it again in another way if they are being rude to you. It is a test in all areas and how you're going to deal with people on a regular basis. Change is a hard thing, but nothing stays the same. You might stay with your partner for 50 years, be married to them, or not be married, but still stay with them, build a life, a business, have children, and yet something in that relationship over time will always change. The person grows, the other person grows. One might experience something else that's totally different to the other partner's experiences, but it changes you. But what's important is love together is strong, no matter how tough it is in both people's lives, but we can mold together and grow as a one ship and one partnership, as that side by side thing together. Thank you. The love and the energy is absolutely marvelous around me right now, and I feel stronger than ever to come back to YouTube. Whatever comes to my mind, I might try and repeat some of the videos again. It was over 300 videos, but I made the choice to move from that because I was growing and going through things spiritually, living life, getting my business together with Belinda. Her business is my business. It has to be one package with the children. We need to know that what is important to us in life. Is it, our job? Yes. But what is more important? Family. That in capital letters, it has to be big and flashing lights, family. If we can't start at home with who we are and what we portray to others outside of the home, then how the hell can we do it? It's hypocritical. We've got to be able to teach good morals to our children, be able to show love and caring and commitment and enthusiasm and strength, loyalty, support to our other partner, and they do the same back. They might lack in certain areas, I might lack in certain areas, but it's about growing, and over time you kind of get very nearly close to perfection in a relationship if you work together, if you stay connected. If you really truly want this, you're going to work together and listen to one another. And that's the same with your friendships. If you can't listen to one another, you're going to clash, and the relationship with that friendship will certainly disperse. It's going to just wither away in time. And holding on to things that don't serve us well. If we are in denial and we believe that a certain situation, a relationship, a job, a particular friend or family member is serving us well, but yet really, and say a good friend might recognise that another friend is just doing something so bad to us negatively, who do we trust? At the end of the day, that friend that gave us the advice may be giving us some good pointers and warning us, but we have to see for ourselves in that other friend whether they are actually a bad intention. But if we are getting nothing but negative about life from them, then our other friend was right. But some people aren't always right. Some friends might interfere just to keep you to themselves and break the friendship of another person. If they can do that, then they're not really understanding the true meaning of friendship. So we've had a long video and I've enjoyed every minute of it. It has been 27 minutes and 40 seconds of different things. Like I said, I don't plan what I say. Now that's showing you guys the true person that I am. Just be yourself. Don't be somebody that you're not. Don't put on a mask 1 minute and show people that you're this person when you're somebody else, because genuine people will see you for really who you truly are. If you're a con in the work that you do and you're not truly there for the people that you're working for, then it will. If people are in a position where they truly want to want something and they truly find it hard to believe that they're going to get it, now's the time to stop doubting. Now's the time to start saying, I will, I can, it will be so. And as Hecate, the great Hecate, said to me, she will help me with my strength, but you must keep your feet on the ground. Because if you look for power to be powerful, she'll knock you to the ground and show you it's not punishing you, but you have a very, very hard life lesson along the way. So please join my channel. It's called the GreenWitchMedium. It should have a red icon, circular icon with the word T, because it starts with the. And look forward to some future videos. Have a blessed day, everybody. And I'm just going to show you my garden. Obviously, the GreenWitchMedium needs to start somewhere, and you're going to see more of that. Beautiful trees growing. Thank you for being here to listen. And I know that Belinda is working long and hard on Spellworks. If she hasn't answered to your emails, it is because it's not that she doesn't want to, because she's genuine in her work, but she truly is able to connect with people when she's got the actual clientele she's working with in the spell work to one side. Once she's completed it, she'll be in touch with the new clients. So patience is the key. Good things come to those who wait. And there's my garden. We must embrace and be thankful for beautiful Mother Earth and its nature. We need to adopt the same thing. Nature, the birds, the trees, the earth just gets on with it, and that's what we need to do without disturbing people. Earth doesn't disturb us, it just gets on with it. The beautiful nature and the sun and the calm day, that's how we need to be. So take a leaf from nature's book and Earth's book. So many blessings, have a wonderful day. Don't forget the GreenWitchMedium YouTube channel is now open.